blessings, and love, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to Roots of Africa, hosted by AIDO Network International. My name is Queen Aminata Asali II, and I will be your hostess today. I'm so excited because we have two very special guests with us today. Ambassador Ireneo Namboka, who is the Vice President of AIDO Network International, and Ambassador Filda, who is one of the founders of AIDO and also a cultural ambassador to AIDO. Welcome to the program, ambassadors.
Thank you very much, Queen Aminata.
Thank you. We'll start with you, Ambassador Filda. Can you give us a short bio and let the audience know something about you?
Thank you, Queen Aminata. Hello, everybody. My name is Ambassador Filda Lolem Brown. I'm based in Germany. I'm also the country director for AIDO Germany and one of the co-founders of AIDO Network International. Thank you.
Thank you, Filda. Ambassador Namboka, can you give us a short bio of yourself and let everybody know a little bit something about you?
Thank you very much indeed, Queen Aminata. My name is Namboka, as you've been informed. I am East African in origin, but basically a continental citizen of the continent. I've served in my own country as a diplomat for about a decade, and then afterwards I served with the United Nations for about 15 years. And ever since, I'm active in the promotion and protection of human rights for all people, especially people of African descent on the globe. And at the moment, I am serving as AIDO's Vice President Global. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Ambassador Filda, we'll start with you. Could you please give us a little bit of background on AIDO?
Yes, thank you, Queen Aminata. Yes, AIDO means Atacare International Development Organization, and it was established in 2018. AIDO Network International, Atacare, this means people. And why we use the word Atacare is because the founders of AIDO originated from Uganda. And this word Atacare, we just wanted to embrace all the people, no matter where they're located. What is important is that we get the unity factor together. So we envisioned AIDO with culture as the base tool to connect people, no matter where they are, regardless of their location. We use AIDO, this network, to embrace social and economic change, to reach out to all the communities, to bring in all the traditional norms and cultures, because Africa is a very rich continent. And with culture, it is a bit sad that in the past, many people just look at Africa and take it as a small, maybe country or something, but it's more than that. So we decided to establish AIDO and get the people to look more into the whole culture, the whole traditions, and to see how we can connect all the dots around. And this, through Atacare Network, this enables us actually to reach different cultural institutions, kings and queens and cultural leaders as well, so that we reach down to the communities, to the grassroots, to the base. And this has been our vision and lots more. Yes, Aminata.
Thank you, Ambassador Filda. And I must say, I'm loving all these colors that I see you wearing. You are really representing the culture today. What culture are you representing today?
I'm representing the Atacare culture, and this is very vibrant. This culture is not only in Uganda. Actually, when you look across Africa, you'll find this is very similar. This tradition of the culture, the roots, the colors, it's from north to south, west to east of Africa. And this is something that we use through AIDO as one of the tools actually to reach to many societies, to many people out there.
Thank you. So Ambassador Filda, can you give us a brief history on Roots of Africa? How did AIDO come up with this name and its significance?
Yeah, Roots of Africa it's just about maybe 2 years old now. We came about it in that we wanted to represent the different norms of the African tradition, because we thought when we present a television show or a network through the different social medias, so people can see there is more to culture than just maybe the dressing. There is more to culture than that. So we decided to talk of the roots of Africa, the roots meaning the base. Where did it all originate from? Because a person without its roots, I mean, where are you from? What keeps you? So that's how we came about with the name Roots of Africa, to go back to the base and show the people what exactly it is in the different ceremonies, in the food, in the marriages, in the norms that just keep us together, the significance, to celebrate and embrace the vibrant customs and traditions that constitute the rich African heritage. That's how we came about the Roots of Africa, so that we can connect all the people no matter where they are.
Thank you, Ambassador Filda. Now, I want to touch on something that you mentioned earlier. You mentioned that AIDO spans many different countries and cultures. Can you just describe what is the network of AIDO?
Well, the network of AIDO, well, it's very international. At the moment, we have very many countries that have joined in. We have AIDO Network Kenya, AIDO Network Uganda, Ghana, South Africa, Togo. So we have all these networks coming across Africa, and we have AIDO Network Germany as well. So through this kind of networking, we are reaching out to all the people out there, just to touch base and just know there is an AIDO that is connecting the people together to bring about social and economic change. Not only that, but also in different levels like education, what can we do for the communities, get in touch with the traditional leaders, the kings and the queens, to positively find a way to adjust to our traditional ways and come off from the foreign models that have been imposed upon the African culture that have actually changed quite a bit. Yeah. And at the moment, we are over 2 million people already that have joined the network in AIDO in about 11 countries. And we're still expanding. Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. So is AIDO only for royals, or is it open to everybody?
It is open for everybody. It is not only for royals. We are AIDO Network Africa involves a lot of major cultural institutions, the kings and the queens, the traditional chiefs, elders, because they uplift the traditional norms. So we decided to go to the base to see how was Africa, how is Africa today, without following the Western, the foreign cliches that have been imposed upon Africa, because there is something special about it. There is something that brings the togetherness in the people. So right now we have about over 700 kings and queens in the AIDO network.
Wonderful, thank you. So right now we're going to take a short little break, and when we come back, we'll be speaking to Ambassador Namboka about the Tears of Love Royal Pilgrimage to the Americas. You're listening to Roots of Africa. We'll be right back.
Tout a changé de côté, oh. Maribana, elle a changé de côté, oh. Nangere, 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 Dieu merci pour moi, je savais chanter un peu, oh. J'ai fait ma cassette, oh. On peut voir la télé, oh. Matin, midi, soir, c'est moi, je chante à la radio. Quand tu as vu ça, tu le cas où a percé, oh. Attends, je vais partir.
Welcome back to Roots of Africa. My name is Queen Aminata, and now we're going to speak to Ambassador Mboka. But before we get into the pilgrimage, Ambassador Mboka, did you have anything you wanted to add to the description of AIDO, some of the things AIDO is doing, some of the highlights about AIDO, and the history of Roots of Africa?
I think that Ambassador Lolem Hilda has made a fantastic presentation of AIDO. I'll just build on from there, depending on what question you put to me personally. Thank you.
Can you discuss with us some of the different divisions of AIDO that people might want to get involved in?
Right. AIDO has several divisions. First and foremost is the Division of Culture and Heritage. And this is basically where Ambassador Hilda has emphasized that we are very interested in resurrecting the values, the norms, the wisdom, the intelligence, the Ubuntu, the humanity Africans had before the encounter with other societies from other parts of the world. So that's the cultural mainstay of AIDO. But in addition to culture and heritage, we also have a dimension that is human rights. The Human Rights Division tends to work more based on knowledge, civilizational promotion, and raising the level of ethics, because Africa has been subjected to so much bullying and exploitation and violation that people have sort of got weak when it comes to insisting on what's right and what's wrong. And the Human Rights Department of AIDO works basing its strength on knowledge, research, and setting standards, so that when you hear people talk about the importance of the royal, the kings, queens, and chiefs, traditionally, these used to be parental symbols. A king was a father to his society. Leadership was based on ethics and morals. And with the colonial and slavery experience, all these strong values were eroded. And we depend on very artificial, superficial arrangements where people cheat, where people are dishonest, where greed is higher than the integrity of people. And so the human rights part of AIDO is also there when we talk about being the voice of the voiceless. And in this regard, of course, we shall be going to our next part of linking with our people that were taken away from the continent 500 years ago because of the terrible abuse and deprivation of people's human rights. So essentially, there is the traditional culture and heritage, and then the human rights. And we also have a dream of creating real economic cooperation and exchanges between people of Africa from one part of the globe to another through trade, through commerce, investment, and better communication, probably even aspiring to cause the continent to establish diplomatic missions with the different countries where Africa has their children as grandchildren of the people that left the continent. So basically, you've got culture and heritage, you've got human rights, you've got business and trade, and of course, the normal relationships between people, if that satisfies your question.
Thank you, Ambassador. You did an excellent job. AIDO has something for everybody, and that's a perfect segue into the Tears of Love Royal Pilgrimage to the Americas. So, Ambassador Mboka, would you please tell us exactly what is this pilgrimage and why does AIDO feel they need to do it?
Thank you very much. AIDO, being a cultural and knowledge-based non-political organization, has been communicating informally and formally with Africa's own children in the diaspora. And we have established that there is an enthusiasm, an affinity that is yearning to see Africa show the heart and knowledge and awareness that we've got our own siblings out in the world that the continent hasn't quite embraced. These people, fortunately, are at the base, at the origin of what we call the African unity. The African unity is the result of the Organization of African Unity. And the Organization of African Unity is the result, is the fruit of the labor, the intellectual work of Africa's own grandchildren who imagined and invented the notion of all Africans in the world should be one, Pan-Africanism. I'm referring to great names like Marcus Garvey, like Du Bois, and other names that you may have heard mentioned. And AIDO established that Africa needs to stand up and show love and show affection and show solidarity with all the people that left this continent as slaves, but through resilience have survived, and we still have our own people out there, mainly in the Americas, but it's all over the world. And AIDO said, let us establish relationships with partners out in the diaspora. Africans are in two types of diaspora. There is the new diaspora, of which I am. I've been abroad from the continent for 40 years only. But we've got people of African descent. Your Royal Highness Queen Aminata, you're part of this second kind of original diaspora we have at heart. The descendants of Africa's own valuable daughters and sisters and brothers that were taken away. And AIDO has decided that we make an arrangement. We speak to our people on the continent, raise awareness, cause them to understand that we on the continent are the parents and brothers and sisters to those who are in the distant old diaspora. And so when we talk about the pilgrim, the royal grand pilgrimage, it's that we have spoken to our kings and queens, we've spoken to our governments on the continent, we've spoken to our chiefs, and they are keen to see the people that live in the diaspora who only hear about Africa like we hear about the moon. And this program, AIDO is working on, we've been at it for nearly 4 months now. It's hoped that in August, towards the end, we will have a pilgrimage. And I'm using the word pilgrimage very consciously. It is the heart, it's the brains, it's the flesh and bones leaving the continent. Because people who've been teaching history with a certain, probably not Afrocentric narrative, have presented Africa as a place of savages and poor and miserable and uncultured, no civilization society. We know, again, I said we based our work on knowledge. We know that that's not true. Africa has always been a great, great nation, society, and we have arranged to go and meet children of Africa in our great African ancient grandeur. Africa still has its languages, its kingdoms, its queens, and systems that worked. And it is for our people who are born away and told wrong stories to discover that indeed Africa people exist. We have our civilization, we have our values, the culture of Ubuntu. So this is how we have put these thoughts together, and we are appealing to people on the continent, in all domains, and in the diaspora. You probably wish to know already that we are working with the CARICOM, that's the Caribbean Community of Countries. That is where many, many of Africa's children live today. You have Jamaica, you have Barbados, you have Antigua, you have Guyana, you have Haiti. You have so many countries that are African. But we need to make this concrete reality this year, an historic special pilgrimage, which we've called Tears of Love. And we are doing this specifically because the United Nations declared that from 2014 to 2025, it's going to be the decade of people of African descent. And we think this is a most opportune moment to put people together, draw the interest of people that are interested, and effect this particular event. If that goes a bit to answer your question, why and how we got to launch the journey, the pilgrimage of Tears of Love to the United States of America. This time it will be in the state of Missouri, the city of St. Louis. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador, for that very detailed description. Ambassador Filda, I would like you to chime in and tell us, what does this pilgrimage mean to you? Why is this so important?
Thank you very much, Queen Aminata. This pilgrimage is really important to me, and not only to me, to all our brothers and sisters, because this is a chance we have to reach out to all the Africans of descent, or people who've been living in America, born in America, and do not really know where their roots are, who believe they were born in America and see themselves as Americans. But the question is, where are their roots? And also to remove this picture that they have in them, thinking that Africa is just only poverty. Africans don't have culture. Africans don't walk around naked. We just want them to see the other side of Africa. This is so important, that we bring in the culture, that they see we have different kinds of dressing, that they try to identify themselves and come back home, or connect the dots and really know back their roots. Because without roots, who are they? Where are they from? Where are they going? So it's so important that we have this chance, not only in the art of maybe dressing up like I am dressed today, very bright. This is very vibrant, typical Africa, but also in the dancing, in the food, in the cultures, in the kings and queens, that they do see there is a structure in Africa where they belong, that they do identify themselves. I believe everybody has a right to know where they came from, where do they belong. It doesn't matter where they're located, but it is just important to know your roots, because with strong roots, then you are definitely going to be strong. No matter what wind will come in, you will definitely be stronger, because you have connected the dots. So this is why this pilgrimage is really very important to us.
Thank you, Ambassador. And I so agree with you, because when the branch is disconnected from the root of the tree, it cannot grow, it cannot live, it cannot thrive. So I agree that we all need to be connected. We're one people. So thank you for that. Back to you, Ambassador Mboka. Can you please describe to us, I understand the pilgrimage is going to be, you mentioned, for 4 days. Can you tell us, we want to take it day by day, a breakdown of each day. So what is day one going to be like, and what is it going to be focusing on?
Right. Now, of course, I'm going to give a kind of outline. It won't be in total, absolute detail, but we're planning that on the 23rd of August, people will be arriving in the United States of America, in the city of St. Louis. And so that will be arrivals. Take it easy. People arrive, different arrivals, different from different places. The real activities will start on the 24th. On the 24th, in the morning, people have relaxed and they'll start registering and making acquaintances and identifying areas of interest and getting to know much more on the ground, because it's the whole continent, actually the world, because there will be people coming in from Asia, from the United States of America, from Canada, from the Caribbean, from Latin America, Brazil, Australia, from everywhere in the world. They will be registering, but on that day around 10 o'clock, it's planned that a team of royals, kings and queens, and probably very high-level government officials will go and pay a courtesy call to the mayor. Fortunately, again, a daughter of the African continent. The mayor of the city of St. Louis is a lady born of African ancestors, and we are proud of her. We also hope to meet the Congresswoman Corey, another African child, people of African descent who demonstrate that when given the opportunity to rise, there isn't a limit to how high they can go. So there will be that visit, and later on, during that day, together, there will be introducing the people that will have arrived. That will be on the 24th. There will be a free lunch and more mixing, getting things in order. On the second day, the 24th, sorry, the 25th, we will be having the major part of the event. In the morning, there will be the president of AIDO formally welcoming everybody, because everybody will have arrived. Every part of the program will have been set, and there will be speeches. There will be cultural displays. There will be speeches. And in the afternoon, after lunch, there will be what is called the Royal Symposium. At the Royal Symposium, as the morning hour, we'll have had the keynote speech by a very, very illustrated African child, Professor Hilary Beckles from the Caribbean, when he will have addressed the Royal Summit. The kings and queens will have their symposium. They will speak, and the voices of these kings, it's hoped that they'll be speaking in our own African languages, and there will be translation to help people understand from the English side of things, or French or Spanish or whatever. But the thing is to demonstrate that the African people, without using the medium, the languages that are alien to Africa, we communicate ourselves. At that time, as I mentioned earlier, there is a very important human rights dimension to the work of AIDO. And around the Royal Symposium, there will be a presentation of Africa's origins, the African origin of the very notion of human rights, where the word, the Golden Rule, originated, how Africa had human rights charters way before the world talked about universal standards of human rights. This is going to be at the Royal Symposium. And that Royal Symposium will entail speeches, remarks, messages from the kings and queens and big people from the African continent. That will lead, hopefully, to the endorsement of a declaration of making human rights as it was before the disruption by colonialism and slave trade. There will going to be a recommitment of the African people to the notion of the Golden Rule, which is the essence of human rights. That will be the climax of that day. That's day 3. And day 4 will be the day of the business discussions, because as I said earlier, man lives by bread also, in addition to having philosophy and abstraction. So there will be contacts, people that are interested in doing business, economic cooperation of all kinds will be discussed on the 5th day, during the day. And then in the night of that 5th day, there is going to be a ceremony that is most important, and that will be the crowning of Africa's children of the diaspora. They will be enthroned. Some will be made princesses, some will be made queens, and that's going to be a grand evening. It's actually going to be a banquet, a gala. There will be a show. It's a cultural extravaganza that will take place that night. And that will be basically what you can expect to come and see when you come to this royal summit, the grand summit that will take place between the 24th to the 28th, 29th in Missouri, St. Louis. Please ask me if I haven't completely given an answer to your question.
No, you did wonderful. Thank you so much, Ambassador. Ambassador Filda, Ambassador Mboka has done a great job of breaking down the different things that are going to happen on the 4 days. And I would like you, as the cultural ambassador for AIDO, to just explain to us what can we be looking forward to with regard to the cultural night, because I'm all excited about the different cultures and the dancing you mentioned. So can you tell us what can we look forward to on that special night of the culture night?
Thank you very much, Queen Aminata. Oh, yes, you can look forward to something very vibrant, very fabulous. It's just going to be an explosion of colors and activities. I can just imagine the people, the audience is going to have a chance to view the different cultural things that happen in Africa through the dressing, through the dances, the drums, the music, the language, the food, the dialogue, the togetherness, the unity among the African people. It's just going to be so flamboyant. When I talk about it, I get so excited already because it's just going to be wonderful. Yes. So I'm very sure we will have some dancing together. And then we would also see, I'm sure you'll also find out that during this time, there'll be a lot of exhibitions as well. And then you'll see a lot of fashion as well. And the fashions that some people may use now, it will come as a surprise actually to see that it's actually the modern day. It's been adapted already. Yeah, but they don't know where it originated from. So through all these exhibitions, through the dancing, the drums, it's going to be wonderful.
Thank you, Ambassador Filda, for that wonderful description. And I'm excited. And something you said intrigued me because, you know, I never really thought about it before, but maybe there's things that we do over here in the diaspora that we just do that we don't even know that it's connected back to the continent, that it's in our DNA, and that's why we do it. And so we're going to learn all about that on the cultural night. So that's very exciting. So right now, I think we're going to take a break and give you a sneak peek to see some of the royals that you can expect to meet at our Grand Summit.
African International Development Organization, AIDO Network. AIDO.
They are AIDOers.
AIDO.
They are AIDOers.
AIDO.
They are AIDOers. They are AIDOers.
The voice of the voiceless to promote unity and social change. A platform for dialogue. AIDO, a home for cultural heritage. AIDO.
They are AIDOers.
AIDO.
They are AIDOers.
AIDO.
They are AIDOers. Esomata nepepe etofolo sinono showok. Esomata ka AIDO. African International Development Organization. AIDO. They are AIDOers. They are AIDOers.
AIDO.
Wow. We have a great lineup. AIDO has done an excellent job lining up the kings and queens to come to this event. Ambassador Namboka, could you please break down is AIDO partnered with to help make this a reality?
Well, we're very proud to say that we are partnering with a number of institutions. First and foremost, we should say that AIDO is working hand in hand with the DACA, that's the Diaspora African Kings Alliance in the United States of America, whose president is Professor Gershom Williams, based in Arizona. We're also working with the St. Louis Black Woman organization based in St. Louis, Missouri, St. Louis City. The organization is headed by Queen Lawanda. We also have on the continent of Africa, the African Kings Alliance, ACDA, based in South Africa, but it covers all the continent. At the same time, we've got institutions in the Caribbean, we've got the CARICOM, we've got people in Guyana, we've got people in Haiti, we've got people in Jamaica, we've got people in Antigua, we've got about 5-6 institutions, organizations that are working with us. But we are also at the same time working hand in hand with the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. As we said, human rights are very, very critical and central to well-being of all humanity. And so we're working with them. We are also working with the African Union section of the Diaspora Affairs. We have connections at the same time with the United Nations educational, cultural, and scientific organizations. So we aren't working in isolation at all. And again, as Ambassador Hilde Lolem told you, we have people in the United States of America who are Africans of recent arrivals in the diaspora. We have people in Germany, in Britain. I live in France myself, for example, on the continent, but we are connected with AIDO as if we were on the continent. So we have a lot of branches and a lot of antenna throughout the world that AIDO works through. Does that answer your question?
It does very well. Thank you. Ambassador Filda, do you have any closing remarks for us that you would like to add to the discussion?
Thank you very much, Queen Aminata. I would just love to invite all the people in St. Louis, everybody in America who has time, to please come and just join in this event. Just come and take part in this event. It's just going to be so beautiful. It's just going to show the roots. Where did we come from? Where are we going? This is so important. It's really lovely. And everybody else out there watching, just invite you all, get in touch with AIDO Network to see how you can join in, how you can come and just witness this event. And then also, we're looking forward, Queen Aminata, we're also looking forward to come and meet all our brothers and sisters in America, and also to learn from you, so that we are in this together. Together we are strong. Thank you. Thank you.
Very much so. Thank you very much for that. Ambassador Namboka, can you tell us where can we buy tickets?
Now, this is going to be a little bit technical, but I think that online, AIDO has provided links, and this is something that, if you wish, we could flash. Well, there we go. I think at the bottom, I can see it running.
Yeah.
I'm for AIDO International Network Organization, and you can get tickets. That's being run. I'm just drawing the attention of our friends who are following this show to see that is where you get the information on how to get more information, how to register, how to buy a ticket. People from Africa are encouraged to deal directly with the AIDO info. People in the diaspora in the United States of America. As we said, we've got connections there, and you can be connected through AIDO's own headquarters, the Secretariat. I thought probably I should say that there is an appeal here. AIDO, by launching this program of Roots of Africa, and at the same time undertaking this specific project of doing a pilgrimage, the Royal Grand Summit in Missouri, we want Africans to regain your sense of pride as people equal in creation to every other personality. Your rights, your dignity, because history has been very rough with the people of African descent. But it's not a fatality. Men and women fall and rise up again, fall and rise up again. The last time you do it is when you succeeded. Otherwise, you keep trying. We appeal to all people of African descent, wherever you may be listening to us here. Use your knowledge, use your God-given courage and brilliance and brains, and keep yourself above the melee, the cheap talk that you're not equal to other people in terms of decency, in terms of intelligence, in terms of beauty. We all were created, for those who believe in the biblical scriptures, in the image of God. And if that's the common base, we ask you to feel proud of yourselves as you are. You've been taught to think you're lesser. You're not lesser, you're not greater. You're just as good as God made a human being. And this is AIDO's message when we insist on Ubuntu, humanity. We do not look upon anybody as smaller or cheaper or less beautiful. Thank you. That's my appeal as I'm given this microphone to say thank you for listening and following this show. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And as a closing remark, I would like to add that we do have sponsorship opportunities available. If you want to sponsor and be headlined at the event, please visit idonetwork.org. We have vendor booths available for those that have a business. We have exhibition, tables available for those that have crafts and things that they want to sell at the event. So there's something for everyone. So please visit idonetwork.org. /Tears of Love, so you can learn all about the pilgrimage and see what opportunities are available and where you can get in. Tickets are ongoing and they're on sale now. Thank you. And with that, we'll go ahead and close out. Until we meet again. Bye.
Tout a changé de côté, oh. Waribana, elle a changé de côté, oh. Nangere, nangere, wa. Dieu merci pour moi, je savais chanter un peu, oh. J'ai fait ma cassette, oh. On peut voir à la télé, oh. Matin, midi, soir, c'est moi, je chante à la radio. Quand tout a vu ça, elle dit le cas où a percé, oh. Attends, je vais partir.
I know.